What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathon and Elijah.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venencia. Welcome back to our Steph Curry episode number 30 here. This is gonna be my Michael Jordan episode though, because I am feeling a little sick. I got a little strep throat going on, something like that. So yeah, took some antibiotics yesterday, so hopefully I'm good by next episode.
I hope so. That's what should have happened when I got my wisdom teeth out. We should have had a little flu game from me, but I did not want to do all that. I was not trying to do all that. So here we are. I respect it out of you, though. I respect that you're doing the flu game for the sake of the podcast. Episode number 30. The show goes on.
Yes, of course. We got to get it out for you guys. So that's what we're going to do.
Yes, sir. I guess before we get into the topic, I'll just tell a quick little story about something that just happened to me. I was just chilling, and my parents were like, "Oh, you want to go on a golf cart ride?" We haven't really talked about, Hoopston too much. And so for the followers or listeners that don't know about Hoopston, you can just drive golf carts on the streets, I don't think there's that many places or besides around here that's a thing. Maybe in Florida, retirement communities. But in Hoopston, you just drive a golf cart on the streets. My parents said, "You want to go on a little golf cart ride?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah, I thought it was pretty nice out, whatever. Anyway, it started to rain later in the ride, but that's not even the point of the story. The point of the story is we had just started, and there was two kids riding bikes, and there was another old man riding near them, and I was like, "Oh, they're riding together. Oh, cool. Whatever. That's nice." And then one of the kids said something. I was like, "Oh, what did he say?" And the older guy goes, "I'm gonna beat that fat kid's ass." I was like, "What?" And yeah, so they were going crazy. And then eventually the cops came. We just did a little lap to see what was happening. We went 2 blocks further, and we're like, well, are they serious? Or I don't know. We couldn't tell. So we're like, all right, let's turn around and see what happens. Cause the guy was trailing this one kid hard. He was just following him around a little circle. He was not getting away from him. So okay, let's stay close just in case this guy hits a child. The kids were no older than 12. I would guess they were probably 5th grade age. And the guy was old. And I think if you're from Hoopston, you could maybe guess who it was.
Actually that just came to mind there.
Not gonna say names, of course. But yeah, it was pretty wild. And then eventually the cops came, so we laughed. We're whatever. And then we saw the older guy 10 minutes later, so I don't think anything happened. Thank God.
Crazy story there, but yeah, that is a Hoopston legend. I wasn't even thinking of people that it would have been. So
it is a Hoopston legend, and I'll leave it at that. But I think with that being said, I think it's time to get into today's episode. We're running it back. It's been a long time. I looked back to see what episode number it was that we did this. It was episode number 7. We did guessing Pitchfork ratings for some of our favorite albums. So we each picked 10 albums, and we're going to guess what Pitchfork scored them. We each picked 10 for each other, I should say. So yeah. You want to start here?
Yeah, I am going to start off by saying I only went with one crazy low one.
Okay.
So, I mean, last time I think I only had one crazy low one, but it was out of 5. So
I think I only have one crazy low one too, depending what you consider crazy.
Yeah, that's what we'll see. We'll get into it later.
Okay.
Starting off though, we have the first album I chose was Saunders' Son by Brent Faiyaz.
Ooh, Saunders' Son. Okay. I think, it obviously wasn't as big as Wasteland. He wasn't as big of an artist. I'm not saying the project wasn't as good. Are they going to say that, Wasteland, he kind of sold out pop-wise? I would highly disagree with that statement. I'm going to say I did pick Wasteland for one of the ones that I was going to give you. So I know what they scored that. So I'm going to guess that they put it a little bit lower, which, is a hint for when we get to Wasteland for you. I'm going to say that they put... Actually, no, I'm going to say they went higher. I'm going to say they gave it a 6.4.
6.1. Pretty good there. Pretty close. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're all about I feel like they rate whenever they're not as big, they go crazy for it and everything. And then they just want to be different once they get a little bit bigger. And
that's exactly what my thought process was. I was like, okay, they're probably going to say, oh, he's sold out. He's trying to do commercial with the new one. Oh, he gets the big name features. whatever versus, oh, he was independent. Well, he still is independent, but he
Yeah.
was, independent. He's doing his own thing, trying to be artistic, and then he sells out. But yeah, it's okay. It's that I would go a little bit higher personally than that. It's a good project, but all right. So let's just go with the other one. What do you think they gave Wasteland by Brent Faiyaz?
Oh, I'm gonna go 5.9.
It's 5.9 exactly.
Oh, damn.
So I don't know. I don't know if you saw if you're finessing.
No,
but
I did not see that one, honestly. I mean, you said a little bit higher, so it's like I'll go like 0.5. That was the differential I went with. So first ever correct guess there, but with a little help, of course. So
yeah, that was a little hint, but yeah, also a little low. I mean, Brent is my guy, so obviously I'd go, significantly higher. That's one of my favorite albums of the year. So for only to be a 5.9, it's tough.
yeah, that is a low rating. I don't like that one.
Let's get past it though. Let's move on to the next one. What do you got for me?
I have Testing by ASAP Rocky.
Ooh,
I feel like this is one of the ones.
project.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the ones like it's not very well critically received. They're always trashing on it and everything. So
I don't know. I almost kind of disagree. Like I feel like initially they would think, oh, this is experimental. This isn't really like anything Rocky's done. Really like, a lot of stuff out in the mainstream, especially. So I think they might go a little bit higher on it. Like I feel like it's going to be in the sixes. I'm going to say like a 6.7.
you are absolutely correct there. That's our second one.
We're too good now, huh?
Yeah, we're locked in on this one. I feel like on Twitter, I just see people shitting on Testing for some reason. I don't think it's like a bad project. Like you said, it's a little bit more experimental and everything. But yeah, I'd probably go 6.7, 7-ish. I wouldn't put anything higher than that, but it's not a bad project by any means.
No, I think it's a decent score. Like I didn't think they were going to go sevens. That's why I went with that number. Yeah, I think if I had to compare it to another album, not by A$AP Rocky, I would say like it's A$AP Rocky's Yeezus. Like initially it was kind of like, oh, this is weird. But then, it turns out to be some people's favorite project by the artist. Like Yeezus is loved by so many people. And I think Testing is loved by so many A$AP Rocky fans as well.
Definitely. I hope he does a lot off that project when he is in New York. I mean, it is one of his it's his latest project. So
facts. I think he's gonna have to unless he drops some new stuff. But I mean, obviously he had the tracks on the Nigo project. And then one of my favorite tracks of the year on that Swedish House Mafia project, A$AP Rocky went crazy. So, he's always gonna have the hits. But let's stick with the New York theme here. I got Joey Badass 2000. What do you think the score for that was?
ooh, I feel like they ate this one up. We go 8.6.
Ooh, flip that around. It's a 6.8.
Ooh, that's a little bit surprising. Personally, I would rate it probably in the 8s. Damn, that's a little low.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I would think it's in the 8s. That'd be my guess. So 6.8 is a little bit low. And I mean, it's one of the best albums of the year so far. So for it to only be a 6.8, it's tough.
Yeah. That one's a no for him. If you're watching on YouTube, I just gave him a thumbs down. For my third one here, I have Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator.
Ooh, they had to love this. This is the 8s. I'm going to say it's an 8.3.
8.4. You're very close there.
Oh, man. Okay. That's close, though.
We are locked in. Besides that Joey Badass one, but we're doing a lot better than we did last time. I feel like.
Yeah, last time we were bad, but I think we're starting to figure it out a little bit. That was a good guess for Tyler. I mean, that's one of the most critically received artists out right now.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought with Joey Badass is they're not going to show any hate towards him, especially like on a follow up to 1999. But
especially with songs like Survivor's Guilt and stuff like that pay homage to Capital Steez and another artist that's pretty well received in when he was putting out music. So yeah, that was surprising for sure. The next one I have for you though, the Toxic King Future with I Never Liked You.
I feel like Future is someone they don't give they wouldn't give a very high rating to. There we go. Let's go with a 5.7.
That's pretty close. 6.0.
Okay, yeah, within 0.3. Yeah, that's kind of like my gauge there. I want to be within like 0.5. 0.3 is like pretty good. So
yeah, that's like basically you got it right.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the project. It's grown on me more than it initially did, but I think I'd have it right around there.
Yeah, I don't think that's that crazy of a score. I think it's definitely kind of like inconsistent. Like the songs that hit.
Oh yeah.
hit. Puffin' on Zooties, Wait for You. I mean, those are some of my favorite songs of the year. 7:12 p.m. And there's just some songs I just have not gone back to since the first listen. So I think that's kind of how a lot of future projects are. But 6.0, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, not a bad score. My fourth one here, I have Stankonia by Outkast.
Oh, I mean, this is a classic. Like, I don't really know how they rate classic albums, like I also don't know when Pitchfork was started. Like, I mean, this album's early 2000s. Were they around early 2000s?
No, it's when
I
they
doubt.
had, they
Yeah,
revisited.
so I think they're going to be pretty high on it, obviously, especially because you see how well it's lived. Like, it has so much
through the years.
longevity. I feel like it has to be in the nines, but I could also see them being like, oh, it's an 8.2. I'm gonna guess it's a 9.4.
9.5. You are absolutely killing it today.
Man, okay. I mean, that's deserving. Like, I would say it deserves more even, but yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, they're not known for doing very many 10s, so 9.5 is a very good score there.
Facts. I don't know what they scored any other Outcast project, so I'd be curious to see, if they're
that was one I wanted to grab, like an old one, and what better one than that?
Yes, sir. I'll go back to an older project here. Not that old, but a couple years old, 6 years old to be exact. It just celebrated its anniversary yesterday. Blonde by Frank Ocean.
I don't know how they initially would have received it, because I mean, that's like, what most of these projects are on release. Let's go 8.4.
It's 9.0.
Oh, I was close enough, but yeah, it's really rare to find a project in the nines, is why I kind of steer away from those, but I'm definitely deserving. So
I'll say you're talking about a very rare project right there. That's one of the best of our generation, if not the best. So honestly, I'd put it higher, but I'm okay with the 9 because they're pretty harsh sometimes. So okay, you're pretty close though.
Yeah, not too far off. I mean, I feel like already, what are we, almost 5 through? Like, the combined amount, like what we missed by the first time, is probably doubled than what we're at now. So
100%.
For my fifth one here, I have Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry.
I mean, I feel like it has to be a pretty well received album. I'm gonna say it's probably in the 7s though, still like a 7.6 maybe.
7.3, which was honestly a little, I was surprised it was that low. Honestly, I figured it'd be 8s. I mean, just the critical reception this album receives, which I mean is well deserved, of course. So,
but 100%. I feel like, especially coming off of Taboo, the critics were ready for this project. He was one of the most critically received artists back in 2018. Everybody's like, oh, he's the most underground, he's ready, he's about to blow, which is kind of true. So yeah, I just didn't think it was gonna be in the 8s.
Yeah, I'd put it in the 8s personally, but
I just didn't think they would. All right, let's move on to another one here. Steve Lacy with Gemini Rights. Obviously, it's blowing up right now.
Yeah.
But how do the critics feel about it?
I feel like this is one of like the random lower ones. I'm not gonna go too low though. I'll stay in the 6s. Let's go 6.7.
It's a 7.1.
Okay, yeah, not too bad there. I kind of backed off my little bit lower take, and I was like, I should go higher 6s. So
yeah, it's such a good project. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say right now, I guess I'll say one more thing. We're gonna be talking about December. It has not left the rotation since it's dropped. I know you said you're not like too big into Steve, but this project is crazy.
It is a good project. I can, although it's not my taste too much, it's a good project.
Respect.
Moving on here, we have If You're Reading This, It's Too Late by Drake.
Ooh. Okay. I think one of Drake's best projects. So I think they would feel the same way. I do. I don't know if it'll be in the 8s. Something about me wants to say like a 7.6, but I'm also feeling like an 8.2. Like, I don't know why those are the two numbers I'm between right now. I'm gonna go with this We'll just meet in the middle, go 7.9.
It is an 8.4.
Oh, okay. Respect. That's deserves that high of a
Yeah, I
score.
mean, I was kind of curious to see how they'd rank it because I mean it's something Drake didn't do. I mean it's just an all rap mixtape, whereas beforehand he had Nothing Was the Same and Take Care with a little bit different vibe.
100%. Like it is fairly different from what you got on those two projects, but I think it's just as good. It
Yeah, no, it
probably the best stretch of Drake's career, so
definitely
deserves that score. Okay, let's go on to another project from this year, and then I got a couple more older projects for you, but I want to stick with the new ones here a little bit. This is a project we haven't talked about in the podcast yet, so I don't even know if you've heard it. So maybe it's unfair that I'm giving it to you, but I'm sure you've heard some songs from the person. So we'll see what you think. It's Young Nudie with EA Monster. Just dropped.
Yeah, have not listened to it. I've heard some songs though. I mean, this is a tough one, obviously, without knowing. I'm just gonna stay in like it's really random, so it's either gonna be really high or really low. I feel like. Let's shoot high here. Let's go 7.9.
7.5. It's
okay.
One of the highest of all the ones that have gone so far. It's the highest besides Blonde, which is pretty surprising. But I do have to say, this Young Nudie project is crazy. Like, I've listened to it a couple times, and some of the songs, Impala is probably my favorite song off it right now. You got to listen to it. It goes hard. It came out like, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. And I think it came out like a random day of the week. And so it wasn't like the Friday new music releases. So I forgot to put it in the notes to even talk about it. But this is a good project. You got to check it out.
Yeah, that'll be one I'll give a listen to. Moving on, though, we have Jesus is King by Kanye West.
This is either going to be a high or a low. I don't think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. But I could see it be in the middle. I don't know. I kind of want to say it's in the sixes probably still. They're like, oh, it's Kanye, so it's probably the sixes. I'll say it's like a 6.1.
It is a 7.2.
Okay. Pretty far off.
Yeah,
but
that's the furthest you've been off, which I mean 1.1. That's not too bad to be off so far, when we're 6 projects in. So
yeah, that's a surprising album. Like, I don't know. I just didn't know how they were going to feel about it.
Yeah, I feel like the
biggest outlier of Kanye's career. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to rap fans or a lot of these people on Twitter, it's ass. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're there to rate the music, not just solely based on raps. I mean,
no, 100%. They do a little bit of everything. Obviously, there's different, writers that are reviewing the projects, but they obviously have a wide variety of tastes. And that's something that I did say when Jesus King dropped. I said, if you took it outside of Kanye's career and you said it was, just an album, you didn't say it was a Kanye album, you'd be like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
But since it's Kanye, you expect the best of the best. And you don't expect that style even. So everybody's like, oh, it sucks. But it's in reality, it's all right. Like I'm not going back to it, but it's all right.
Yeah, definitely not a bad project in my eyes.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. Sticking with Kanye. I didn't know that they were going to have this on there, but I happened to catch it. It's Kanye's Donda 2 from the Listening Party.
Fuck. This is a tough one.
I think it's from the Listening Party. It's V2 22222. So it's either from the Listening Party or the first stem player version.
Let's go like 5.8.
Yeah, I mean that's a decent guess. It's a 4.3.
Okay, yeah, I figured that one would be a little bit lower, honestly, but I didn't want to go too low because, like you said earlier, it is Kanye. So
yeah, but I think that I said that Jesus King is the biggest outlier Kanye project. This actually might be the biggest outlier Kanye project, just because it's like, is it even released? Like, there's an asterisk by this project. No matter who you ask, there has to be an asterisk. Not everybody can listen to it. You have to have the stem player. You have to, get the files from the internet.
I mean, I'm not ranking it in my Kanye projects when we do that.
No, I would not either. If I did, it would probably be last by a decent margin.
Get an honorable mention.
Get an honorable mention. Yeah, that's saying something.
Unless it comes out. I mean,
if it officially comes out, I think it'd probably be a little bit more polished. Like I feel like it might, be a little bit of mixing, mastering. The verses might be a little bit more complete, a little more, concise, a little bit more sharp. So it could definitely go up. But right now, as it stands at that version, not great.
We'll see what happens. We'll monitor the situation. So moving on though, this one I don't know why I just thought to look this up honestly, but maybe it's because the curtain call too. But we have "Recovery" by Eminem.
Okay, "Recovery" by Eminem. I don't really know. I'm gonna say it was okay. You kind of gave something away a little bit earlier. You said that you have one low one, and
it may not be this one though.
I know. I say we haven't got to it yet. So could it be this one or could it be a different one? I'm gonna guess it's this one. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I mean, it is not on the level that Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers LPs are. But do they still kind of like it? That's the question. I'm gonna say it's like a 5.8.
It is a 2.8.
See, I had a hunch that this was the one, but I didn't know how low it was gonna be.
I needed one under 3, so
respect. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be this one, so I should have just trusted my gut and gone with it super low, but I didn't know how low super low was going to be, so I just went in the middle.
Okay. For future reference, super low for me is going to be under 3 for part 3 of this. So
okay, super low I'll remember that. My super low one, I'll tell you, it was down to 2 at 4.3, so around that 4, a little bit under. That's what super low for me is. All right, let's move on to the next one. It's a project I know you like, an artist I know you like, Mac Miller, "The Divine Feminine," though.
I'm gonna say in the 6s here. I feel like I've guessed 6.7 a few times before, so let's go 6.7 again.
6.7 is like a safe guess. Yeah, it's like 2/3, like it's 67%. It's actually a little bit higher. It's a 7.8.
Oh, I figured they'd definitely be in the 6s with that one. Almost an 8's like a great album to them, and
yeah,
I think he's put out better since. But
I think he probably has put out better in their eyes. But 7.8, I think that's a pretty good score. I think it's a good project, though. I think it, was kind of the shift in Mac's career when he started going, a little bit more,
into the vibe,
musically mature approach. And yeah, I think a 7.8 is a good score. There are definitely some good tracks on that.
That's a little surprising though for me.
Kind of same.
For my 9th project here, we have "Issa" by 21 Savage.
So I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it was, I don't know if you've seen them, but it's the rap album filter, and then they have to rank the albums without seeing them or seeing what's next. And it was the Neil drop, and Issa was like a hard 5th spot for him. He just threw it there. I was like, oh, because I think he kind of likes 21 Savage a little bit. So I was kind of taken aback by that. So that's like what I'm thinking of right now. So he's obviously a critic, but he's not, Pitchfork. I'm gonna say that they liked it. I'm gonna say they liked it. I'm gonna say they gave it a 7.3.
It is a 6.5, which that's probably I feel like that area there, 6.5 to 7.3. That's not too drastic of a jump. It's like decent. So
yeah, that's all right score. I mean, there's some decent songs on there. This is pretty funny because for those of you at home, we just came up with these 10 and didn't tell each other what they were going to be. So there is obviously potential that we have the same one. We haven't had that yet, so we had a couple extras, but we're kind of mirroring the artists. Like you had Jesus King.
I haven't noticed that.
And then I had Donda 2.
So it's like, it's crazy enough with that because we don't know the orders either, like how close they are to each other.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Because I also picked the 21 Savage project. 21 Savage, Offset, and Metro Boomin, Without Warning.
I almost chose this. I didn't look at the score, but I was going through his discography and I was like, which one do I want to choose? Fuck. Ghost Days Killers has really just been in the rotation recently, kind of randomly there. Let's go like a safe score here. Let's just say 7 even.
7 even. I like that you went even, but it's an 8 even.
Ooh, close, not close, but that's a pretty surprising. Great project, though. I mean, what those three did on that is nuts.
100%. It's a great project. So, but it's one that I didn't know how they were going to feel about.
Yeah, that's how I don't know how they feel about like not gangster rap or I mean just harder rap, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it has to do something production wise for them. Like I feel like the bars are always going to be there, the flows are always going to be there, but if the production, is good, that is what can take it up a notch. Or if the raps are especially good, but that's like what separates Issa from Without Warning, I think.
Definitely. On to the last one here. We have Culture by the Migos to kind of play on the Offset pick there.
Culture won. It was big. I mean, there was some big hits on this.
Huge, yeah.
But how did they feel about it? I'm going to say that they thought it was inconsistent. That would be my guess. Like, I think that they thought the songs that were hard, and the songs that weren't were bad. So I'm going to guess that they put it in the 6s, like a 6.2.
This one was surprising for me how high they had it. They had it an 8.1.
Wow. Okay. I mean, not mad at it, but kind of surprised.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is surprising, of course. I was watching like the Joe Budden and the Migos video this week just randomly. And that's kind of what made me choose this one.
I mean, that's a classic video. I think we need to do some
Who
sort
got
of video
left off?
about rappers' tweets or, just rap viral videos of all time sometime soon. But that would definitely be.
Do I look like I got left off Bad and Bougie?
Do we look like I got Bad and Bougie? What's it? Just wrap it up, then. I mean, that's just all around a classic.
Definitely. I love how they all step up. Like it's just hilarious. Good video there.
It's a great video. All right. So like I said, it's been a minute since we have done this. So I don't remember if we did this album. I feel like we might have done this album in part 1. I didn't look. So I'm not going to do. I'm going to skip to one of my extras I had that I know we did not do. And it's Nego. I Know Nego, the compilation album from this year.
Ooh. I mean, just basing it off of what they did with Metro, how Metro Boomin produced that complete album, production wise. Let's go 8s here. Let's go 8.4.
It's a 7.1.
Okay, a little high there.
Yeah.
I feel like they do favor production, like you were saying, though. So that was the reasoning there.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad reasoning, but yeah, I just don't think it has the same, it's not as loved as Without Warning. Like Without Warning, when it dropped, it was a moment.
Oh,
and
huge.
I don't think I Don't Ego was that. The album that I was gonna have you guess was Daytona. I think we might have done that in episode 1, though.
I know I didn't do it. If you did it, it may have been from that, but I don't think you did.
Do you have a guess? Let's just for fun, then let's see what your guess would be for Daytona.
7.8.
It's 8.3.
Okay, yeah.
So within that 0.5. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's fair. I just I didn't know. For some reason I was like, I think we might have done that. No idea though. Did not look. So that's
I'll go back through. Yeah, we'll go back through and see. Get confirmation on that in the intro.
I actually have it right here. I have the 5 I picked. Yeah, I did not pick it. So I could have picked it, but whatever. You still got your guess in. So that was a little extra one for you guys at home.
There we go.
But yeah, I think that just wraps up the second segment of guessing Pitchfork ratings.
Much better this time. I feel like, we kind of did fall off a little bit in the second half there. If we just went with the first 5, that would have been great scores. But, we will just improve, and part 3 on this will be even better.
100%. We were pretty good. The first half was scary good. People were going to think we're cheating. We're not cheating. I can promise you that. If the second half didn't prove it, I don't know what will. But yeah, that was fun. I just like getting into it because I think I said this in the first time we did this segment, but I just kind of like talking about random albums for just quick little thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it kind of gives you guys a view into what we thought what we think of albums from the past. Obviously, we don't go back into albums too much, but very enjoyable doing this. I love guessing games as well. So
100%. Let us know in the comments, in the DMs, any albums you would want us to guess what Pitchfork scored them, or any albums you want to talk about like this, just quick little talks. we'd love to do it. So let us know. But I think it's time to get in the news for the week. Let's start off with the releases. We got albums from Internet Money, YBN Namir, Larry June, and Azizi Gibson. So, not like super heavy week, but we got some heavy singles here, though. We got Offset, produced by Baby Keem, Lucky, with the Lyrical Lemonade video that hit, G Herbo, Key Glock, Nicki Minaj, Danny Brown, and more. What have you given a listen? What have you thought?
The Nicki Minaj single, I got to get ready for Barb's in New York next month. So, and then also the Internet Money, the Lil Tecca track I listened to, and then the Offset track as well. I liked them all. I have to say the Offset one was my favorite so far.
The Offset one hit. I love seeing Baby Keem get his production flowers. Obviously he's blowing up as an artist, but I mean, he's been in the production game for a minute. So good to see him kind of get that, bigger placement. Obviously he's got Kendrick, Black Panther, all that kind of stuff. But with a, kind of more random artist like Offset, cool to see.
Definitely. What was your favorite? Would you say that was your favorite?
I think my favorite one would be the Lucky track. I just have been on a big Lucky kick all year. I don't know. This song goes pretty hard though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with these artists, it's like really interesting when you just get like a kick of them. Like Mac Miller is like one that has just been all year type of kick for me. I don't know why. Just been revisiting, obviously nothing new. So great to see though.
Yeah, I mean that's how I've been with the Lucky. I was going back to the project with Filthy from last year. Mm-hmm. Then I just kind of was on a kick. I was watching his stream of Rolling Loud. I was loving it. And I've been listening to Lucky for a minute. Like I was thinking about this today, actually. I was listening to Lucky in like high school, like when he had a song with Chance. Mm-hmm. And so it's just, and then I didn't really listen to it for like years. Like he hasn't been in the rotation like that whole time, but I listened to like that song with Chance. And then like, every now and then I'd catch a couple, but I'm like, listen to a lot of Lucky recently. So
hey, shout out Lucky.
Shout out to Chi-Town.
Second Avenue stamp there,
Always. But yeah, solid week. The singles are pretty good. Obviously, we got that Kenny Mason, pretty fire.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to give that one a listen.
It's just a quick 3 songs. Halloween, the first song, I would say is the standout, but it's a solid little project for sure.
Definitely, I'll have to give that one a listen and let you know. We'll text about that one there. Moving on, we have a direct quote from Kid Cudi. It's gonna take a motherfucking miracle for me and that man to be friends again. Speaking on Kanye West, obviously. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, you just hate to see the situation all around. Like, we also got that quote from Kanye when he was on Fox News talking about all the Gap, all the other stuff. He's like, I lost my best friend, I lost my family, and I'm still creating. And that was just like a heartbreaking quote. Assuming he's talking about Kid Cudi when he's talking about best friend.
I think he was talking about Virgil.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah, I think it was meant for Virgil.
That makes more sense. I guess it can be interpreted multiple ways.
Yeah, no, I could see.
I thought Kid Cudi immediately, but I think it was just because Kid Cudi was like top of mind.
Yeah, it's all fresh there.
Okay, that makes sense. R.I.P. Virgil.
I am gonna say I do have I'm stopping by. I'm working in Champaign all week this week, and this Kid Cudi vinyl, like if you're watching on YouTube, right above me, makes me sick. So I'm gonna give it away. Actually, we'll just do a random giveaway or something. But it's not gonna be anything as big. But I no longer want it in my collection, so I'm picking up a new vinyl this week, replacing that spot, and then we'll move from there.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Yeah, I had to remove him all from my Apple Music, and then obviously he's getting removed from the wall as well.
That's a pretty big step. Do you have any ideas on what you're going to replace it with?
So I follow this vinyl shop in Champaign, and they did have the Roadrunner vinyl from Brockhampton. That'd be a good one. So, I mean, if it's still there, I may have to scoop that up, or we'll see what they have as well.
What's the record store in Champaign that you're going to?
It's like the ICU CD and vinyl.
Yeah, CU CD and vinyl.
Yeah.
Shout to the boy Chalky Long.
Definitely.
Former CU CD and vinyl employee.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to chop it up with him. Let him know. See if I can grab a discount or something for that.
Yeah, chop it up with my man Jesse. Anyway, that's funny. I was thinking about him the other day because, like I just quickly mentioned, my boy Chalky used to work at that vinyl shop when we were in like high school, like maybe the summer after, like 2016. And so we go there a decent amount. That was the last time I went there, like 2016. I was like, man, I wonder how the guys do it. I wonder how the vinyl shop's doing. They moved locations like the summer after that or the fall after, and I just never saw the do one. So hopefully they're doing good. Hopefully it's
I'll let
they
them
got
know.
what you
I'll let
want.
them know. Yeah.
Yeah, man. When we were looking at the giveaway, for our giveaway we did, I stopped by trying to find that Good Kid, Mad City vinyl. I stopped at FYE in the mall in Bloomington. They have Because the Internet, and I've never been so tempted to buy a vinyl.
They always have like House of Balloons as well. I don't know if that was there. That's like one that I always get tempted at for at FYE.
They did not have that. I mean, one of my favorites as well. But Because the Internet, they were taxing like
What, like $40?
45, I think. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, that's crazy that it'd be that much. I'd expect it, maybe low 30s. But like certain artists, like the Weekend vinyls are just fucking insanely expensive as well. That's
The
why I'm
highlights
always
is stupid. How much is the highlights? It's like $50 or something.
yeah, like that may be 60s. Like I was looking at Beauty Behind the Madness the other day, and then fucking it was like $40. I was like, I couldn't do it for that.
No, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And my thing with the Because the Internet one is I know that there's like original versions and then they repressed it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if the new ones have the screenplay in it. And that's just like a detail to me. Like if it doesn't have the screenplay, like how can you charge $45?
Yeah, I mean, with that like extra detail, like even like a project like Donda 2 or the original Donda, I'm okay with that being $60 because first off, it's Kanye, and second off, there's fucking loads of tracks in there. Like that had to take a lot of work to, you know, do all that. But
And
yeah,
it's more actual LPs
yeah,
versus
like
like one or two.
yeah, for like one, even like a 15 track album, I can't justify paying more than $40.
Yeah, it'd have to be a special one. And if that one FYE was the one with the screenplay, I think I could drop 45 on it. I'd feel like I'd be like, okay, because that's like the best you can get from me. Like that's the one I
Yeah.
would have to have. Like there's only a couple that I would pay that much money for. I don't even have a record player, so it'd be just to look at. But that is one that I want in my possession. Like I just want to have it to eventually, put it up on the wall or something. So maybe I'll have to make the cop, but it was just so beautiful. Like I don't think I've seen it in person before. And so just picking it up and like it's got the holographic cover, I was like, oh man, this is
It's
special.
tough. Yeah. It's hard to not buy them though sometimes.
It was tough, but I was on a mission that day to find Good Kid, Bad City, and I was focused to find that album. We did not find that album. We eventually got one, so shout out to you for picking that up. But yeah, I think if I had not been on the mission, I might have been walking home with Because the Internet.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe just stroll through the mall sometime, the Eastland Mall in Bloomington. So
Not much going on there.
no, definitely not. No.
All right, let's move on to the next news though here. Supreme teases a new campaign with Andre 3000. They got a new video on their Instagram with Andre 3000. He's wearing a Supreme tee. There's a picture. There's, a rumor that he's going to be the next Supreme t-shirt, like the Nas Supreme tee.
That's what I was going to bring up. If they do like a Nas one, that may be a must cop for me. I love the Nas one. It's just so expensive now that I can't justify paying that. So, I mean, maybe like off drop or, right when they start reselling them, they'll start out a little bit lower.
100%. 3 Stacks is my guy. If I can get that for a decent price, especially if I get it on release, like you said, I think I'd have to have. I've never
on release,
owned anything
no
from
question.
Supreme. I'm also just like so naive to how hard it is to get things sometimes, because I feel like I get lucky, especially with like concert tickets. Like I'm hustling to get tickets like when they drop on pay resale, and I get them like almost every time. Like I haven't had to pay resale many times just because I know when they're dropping and I know I'm gonna be ready. Like I had the opportunity to get Steve Lacy tickets and I was like, no. And now they're reselling for like 6 times what they were because he's doing all these small venues. I don't know if you see anything about that.
Yeah.
But the same thing happened. I wanted a pair of Jordan 1 lows. Shout out to was on there on the drop day. Didn't get them, and I was like, oh man, like I thought it was be easy. So that's how I feel about the Supreme. Like I've never tried to get anything from Supreme, so I don't really understand like how hard it is, but I know especially with Andre, it's gonna be next to impossible.
Yeah, I don't even try anymore, honestly, on that shit. So
I think I'd have to just for to say I did in case I win and get it.
It's just the disappointment, like what pisses me off. Like I just get so, because I'm sneakerhead here. I fucking just get so pissed at fucking reselling and shit like that. Like it's just not worth it to me anymore.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but
Getting too old for it.
Part you got to do, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on though, we talked about a little bit earlier. Blonde celebrating its 6-year anniversary yesterday. We're recording on this on Sunday, August 21st. Its anniversary was on August 20th. Happy anniversary to Blonde. One of the best projects of the 2010s for sure.
Yeah, I mean, before the podcast, even I'd be just making notes in my phone of like ranking albums and stuff like that. And I, of course, have my favorite albums of the 2010s. And it's Blonde. That is my favorite album of the 2010s.
Ooh.
That's high
I did
praise.
not know that. Yeah,
that's high praise because I love a lot of albums, but Blonde was the one. Like, I don't know, there's just something special about Blonde. Like, it might not even be the one I listen to the most, but when I do listen to it, it's just special.
For us, especially, like favorite album of the 2010s, you're like walking into a favorite album of all time territory. So
I know, just because I mean that's like
peak listening.
The most we've been listening. Yeah, so that's obviously high praise, but deserving. Maybe one day we'll have to go into our top albums of the 2010s.
Hey, that wouldn't be a bad video. So
I already have my list made, but I'm looking at it right now. It was made on, though it was last edited on January 23rd, 2020. So I kind of did.
Pretty fun
I kind of
list. Yeah,
I kind of would
changes.
already change with some of them though. Like in my top 10, yeah, there's like at least 3 that I would not have in my top 10 anymore.
We'll have to see. That's a good video idea there. Maybe a tease. So
just let us know. Let us know if that sounds good. Maybe you'll see it next week. I don't know.
Moving on, though, we have NBA YoungBoy's album, The Last Slammetto, debuts at number 2, selling 108,000 with 400, and then pretty much Bad Bunny's rounding up to 109,000 there. I'm not going to try and get into all those eights, but very, very close. 400 units away. The YoungBoy fans let him down.
I mean, I would hard disagree with that statement. They did not let him down. 108,000 for YoungBoy is stupid. Nobody is doing that much.
YoungBoy, he does crazy numbers though.
I know, but like first week sales, when you're looking at what all the other artists have done, 100,000 is crazy in 2022.
They let him down. I'll stand by that. I'll stand on that.
Yeah, they should have grinded a little bit harder. If each one of them would have listed like 3 more times.
Yeah, it's because all his videos it's all his views are on YouTube. So
tough. Yeah, he's not getting physical sales. If he was getting physical sales, I think he'd be getting like 400,000.
Yeah, no, he is stupid huge.
He'd be doing Drake numbers.
No, literally.
All right, the next news here. This is a rapper that I really don't know that well. His name is Autumn, but he's been in the news a lot this week. First, I saw a video of him talking about how he was canceling a show because he only sold 85 tickets. What are your thoughts on that? Apparently, he sold way, way more, like hundreds or thousands the last time he was in that town. I forget. I think maybe it was Atlanta. I don't remember.
It was Atlanta, I believe.
And so he's like, I don't know if y'all got school or what, but I'm not doing this. And that was kind of crazy. Obviously, there's a lot of variables that go into concerts. Day of the week, location. So, I mean, if it was a weekday, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense that they're significantly lower. And the last time was on a Saturday night or Friday night in the summer, or he was with another artist. A lot of variables here that, I'm honestly unsure of, but it was pretty crazy. Just seeing him be like, yeah, I sold 85 tickets. And I don't know, just saying that is kind of crazy.
At least he didn't go and perform. I mean, I think it's sad when you got like artists like Smoke performing in fucking front of like 8 people.
Yeah, that was grand. That was in like Iowa though. Like I said, it's all about like the variables.
Yeah, location definitely matters.
And it was the middle of the weekday. So yeah, who's really dropping a lot of money? How much tickets were to see Smoke Perp in Iowa? I don't know. So yeah, this was pretty wild. But then I was kind of thinking, the next thing I saw about him was he has a project dropping on the 26th. Is this all just some sort of ploy to get buzz before the album drops?
Not a bad plan.
I had never seen his name before until this video. And now the album's dropping this week.
That's a good point there. We'll update the situation after we listen to the album, just see if it's justified to create this fake buzz, if it is fake buzz.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really know how big he is. I mean, he obviously can't be like huge, but I mean, if he has had tours and stuff, he has to be decently, have a little bit of a following. But 85 tickets is crazy. Like,
It's nuts.
I just don't understand. Like that's just not that many. Like, you don't got.
I think I
friends
could
and
go put on
family
a
and-
live. I think I could go put on a live performance and sell 85 tickets.
Oh yeah, we getting triple digits in hopes and no question.
Definitely.
We got that VC fan love, but
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. Maybe one day. All right, let's move on to another live event though. We got Vince Staples. He's having an Amazon Music live stream called A Walk Through Ramona Park. It's on Monday night. And then he followed it up by saying, "And we not touring." So, this might be the last performance we're going to see from Vince Staples for a minute.
It's disappointing. That's one on the list that I wanted him to go on tour, obviously, for Ramona Park. Obviously, he did go on tour with Tyler, opening up for him a little bit. So, but disappointing he's not doing more. I'll have to tune in. I try not to tune into live streams of concerts, but
I like the Amazon Music ones a lot, though. They've been doing a really good job. They did the Kanye listening parties. They did Call Me If You Get Lost with Tyler. Oh, so Vince was on that as well. I forgot about that. But yeah, they do a good job with the production. So I think this is going to be like a step up from a regular concert. Like, it's not going to be just him just like performing. I think it's be some good stage setup, whatever. But I think it's going to be a good one. Vince, I think he's one of the best people I've seen live. I've seen him twice. He's good. So next time he goes on tour, I think second half they have to pop out.
no, yeah, he's definitely on the list to see. So,
But it is kind of crazy. I think it could also mean maybe the Vince Staples show on Netflix going to be coming sooner. Maybe you got a little bit something to do on that. I mean, that was teased last year. So I think if it doesn't drop by the end of this year, it's probably never going to come. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I feel like he's always working on music though. He puts some music out like once a year, like a project.
He's very consistent.
So maybe he's working on new music before he goes on tour again. We'll see.
Definitely, we'll have to monitor the situation, of course, and see what happens.
We said about a lot of situations.
Yeah, we're monitoring a lot of situations. We got monitors all over. Moving on to our last bit of news here. Playboy Cardi, the Vamp, added to the Rolling Loud New York lineup. What are your thoughts on this?
I like Cardi a lot, so that's pretty cool. I think more importantly, what are your thoughts? I mean, you're the one that's going to be there.
It's going to all depend on set times, but I've been there twice while he's performed, so I'm not going to skip anybody over him. So we'll see what happens.
Respect. I think, Cardi puts on a show though, and that's, if you don't have a better option, somebody you really like, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, crowd's going to go crazy. I will say that from experience. So
definitely. And I mean, I haven't seen Cardi live, but even we went to see Baby Keem and his DJ was playing songs before, and they put on like Stop Breathing, I think, and then one other song. The place was going crazy.
Yeah, no, it's different. It's not quite Travis level. I feel like Travis is a step ahead of everybody, but Cardi was crazy.
One of the shows that I would just have loved to have been at would have been Lollapalooza when it was Playboy Cardi with Miley Cyrus after him. That had to have been just like
nuts,
just the craziest concert, just because obviously Cardi's going crazy. I think it was like one of the first shows he did for Whole Lotta Red, but then you add in all the Miley Cyrus fans just in the crowd. Oh my God, it had to have been just like unbelievable. I saw videos where people bleeding, injuries, people passing out. But I think that's something you just can't really like understand how crazy it was unless you were there.
Yeah.
Like, unless you were that 16-year-old girl listening to Miley Cyrus your entire life, waiting in the second row, and then you hear Stop Breathing, you hear Wake Up Filthy, and then just like the bass comes in. I don't think you can understand how it was.
No, that they did not plan that out well, honestly.
No, that was, pretty crazy. But I would have loved to have been there.
Just catch me. I don't know. They don't know which day he's performing yet, but catch me in New York. I'm gonna have the Vamp makeup on, fucking trench coat. I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Some Doc Martens. I think you got to get you got to go
Vamped
full dark
out.
side. You got to commit.
But I think that about wraps it up for today. Anything else you want to get in there?
Nah, pretty good episode. So yeah, we'll be back
Stay
next
tuned
week
for
with
part
another
3.
banger. Stay tuned for part 3. Probably be a little bit.
Yeah, no, this is a huge gap between part 1 and 2. Probably a little bit smaller gap.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see what's up. Different guessing games, I would say, coming between now and then. So we'll see what's up. But yeah, I'll be back next week. And then, hey, stay tuned on the Instagram for that Kid Cudi vinyl giveaway.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit smaller, not as much. So maybe just be like a story post and us going live. So we'll see what happens.
That's what I was thinking. All right, we'll talk about it, but stay tuned on the Instagram.
All right, peace.
Have a good week, guys. Peace.